right, so now we are going to practice 3 different commands. One is stay, the other is place, and the third one is touch. So we're going to start with stay, and he's in a down, so I'm going to go ahead and do a down stay. Stay. You're going to hold it here and just build his duration. Stay. Stay. It's very difficult. You don't want to go for too long or you're setting him up for failure, so you want to have him stay as long as you think he can handle it. If he looks like he's about to break it, then that's when you go ahead and say yes and reward. Now here's the thing about stay. With stay, you want to have him stay. If you put distance between you and him, you're going to come back to him to release him. You're going to reward, release. Come here. Good boy. Now, the question is, why would you do that instead of calling him to you? It's really a safety precaution, because if your dog is running towards the street and you say, sit, stay, you want them to stay there and not budge until you come to them and release them. If you call them to you, then they can start to come toward you and then all of a sudden turn and run back towards the road. So in my opinion, the stay should be like being at attention in the military, where you do not budge until I come back and dismiss you. On the other hand, you can use the command wait, and wait is more casual. It's, you know, hang out there, wait there a sec, good boy, okay, come, and then you ask him to come to you. Not everybody uses both stay and wait, but I prefer to, again, for safety reasons. But stay is fine too, without using wait. Sit. Good boy. Stay. So, like I was saying, you have a duration of time. Usually you want to count up to about 30 seconds and then release them from there. Sit. He's tired. Come on. Sit, 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 sit. Up, 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 up. That's a boy. Ready? Stay. And then once you start putting distance, you're going to reset him if he gets up. Stay. Okay, we'll do that. Stay. You're going to put just a couple feet at first. Yes, good boy. Okay, come here. Now, notice I reward him. That doesn't mean he can get up. I haven't said, okay, you can get up. So I say stay. Back up. Yes, good boy. And then, okay, come on. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Yes. That really solidifies in his mind that when he's supposed to stay, he stays put. Now, once you have your duration of time and your distance, the next thing you want to do is add in distractions. And this is where it's hard, especially for puppies, because puppies have very little impulse control. So if you put them in a stay, look at me, stay, and you back up, do something like putting your back to him, because as soon as you don't have eye contact, he thinks he can break it. Yes, good boy. Stay. Sit. Stay. Look. Yes, good boy. So subtle, simple little distractions. Then you get more complex and you make it more challenging. You take a ball and roll it, drop a piece of food, that kind of thing, and see if you can stay there. Stay. Look. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Okay, come here. Come. You want to get these pieces? That's a boy. Good job. So that's how we practice stay and making stay stronger and stronger. Again, in order for him to generalize it, we have to do it in different places and different scenarios and different distractions. But he's pretty good for a puppy. So now we're going to take stay one step further. Cot that I like to use, especially for dogs like Goldens who get hot easily. The cot is really nice for keeping them cool because it circulates air. Oh, what a good boy, look at you getting on there. So the place command is used when you want your dog to stay on a certain spot and leave it, and you want them to stay there for an extended period of time. So let's say, for instance, you're going to answer the front door, do the dishes, make dinner, vacuum, and you want him to be out of the way and in a certain spot. So you're going to say to him to go to his place. Come here. Come on. Yes, good boy. All right, so to teach him place, we're going to point, place. Look at me. Look. Doobie. Up here. Look. Down. Down. Yes. Good boy. I'm going to reward the down. I'm rewarding that he's there, and then I'm going to do my stay just like I did on the ground. And then come back to him and release. Come on. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. I know you just want to chew on that, don't you? That's why I don't use my new cots for this. Okay, come here. No, no, no. I didn't say go on yet. In here. You can also use a yoga mat, a dog bed, good boy, yes. Beach towel. Anything that gives him a visual parameter that he's supposed to stay on. Look. Stay. And you want to practice just walking around. Leave it. Sit. Stay. Nope. That's it. Good. And gradually build the amount of time he can stay there. Good boy. Yes. Okay, come here. Come on. Off. Off. Come on. Yes. Good boy. You're in slow motion tonight. Now, if he won't go on the cot, now I don't have that problem with him. He just loves getting up there. Come here. You can just toss a piece of the treat on the cot. And just like with your sitting down, gradually putting distance, you want to say go to your place from a distance so that eventually you can be clear across the room and say go to your place, and he goes and lays down on his spot. If you want him to lay there for a long period of time, it's best to use a bone or a Kong or something just to keep him busy, so he's less likely to break his stay. Now, if you're practicing place when somebody rings the doorbell or knocks at the door, it is very difficult because as soon as they hear, leave it. As soon as they hear that knock or doorbell, they get excited and their adrenaline has increased, so then it's much more difficult. So you want to practice that in little tiny bits where, you know, you sit there and you kind of knock on the door a little bit, say go to your place. You can actually, after lots and lots of practice, leave it. You can get him to go on the cot just from hearing a knock or a doorbell without you even having to say it. But to get them to do that takes months and months of practice. But he's got a good start. He enjoys being on there, so that helps. All right, buddy? Good job. Okay, come here. Come here. Now, the last thing I want to do today is his touch command. Touch is in place of come if a dog is not coming when they're called. So as soon as they get outside and they're distracted and you say come, they're like, don't think so. This squirrel over here is much more important, or the leaf or the stick or whatever. So you can use touch instead. And touch is basically teaching him a game. And let me get the cot out of the way first. Come here. Off. Off. Come on. Here. Off. Good boy. Let me move this. So with touch, to introduce it to him, we're going to take a treat right between our fingers. Touch. And he comes up, bops his head on your hand, and he takes the treat. And we do that over and over. Touch. Touch. Look. See the treat? Touch. Come on. Put it right to his nose if you need to and get him to move closer. Good boy. Over here. Touch. Yes. Good boy. As soon as he bops his nose on your hand, touch. You say yes, and for some reason, dogs love to do this. Come on, touch. Yes, touch. Yes, good boy, touch. Yes, good job. Good job. And you notice I get further and further apart from where I'm doing touch so that I'm encouraging him to kind of get his momentum going and move further. You got an itch? Come here, buddy. Look, come on. So see, he's like, yeah, I don't feel like coming right now. I'm tired. Touch. Yes, good boy. There you go. Ready? Touch. Over here, touch. Yes. Touch. Yes, good boy. Touch. Yes, nicely done. Good job. Okay. I mentioned before using weight. So if you are going in and out of a door, you can use the wait command to basically get him to wait there for a sec. You go through first and then he follows. That's a good practice to get in because if you go out first, you have more control. If he dashes out the door, even if he's on leash, he's like yanking you out the door, then you don't have as much control. So to teach him wait, there's several different ways. You can just say wait and then say, okay, come through. Or you can even teach him wait just by using his dog food bowl. So most puppies love food, and he's no exception. So when you put the food bowl down, a lot of times they just dive into it and just go nuts. But we want him to learn that impulse control. Wait. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. And that teaches him that he's supposed to wait until he has permission to go ahead and take the food. There's another command that we use called leave it. Good boy. All right, that's enough. Now leave it, again, is to control impulses. And I'm going to put several treats in one hand and just a few in the other. This hand, oh, dropped one. This hand is the reward hand. This hand is what I want him to leave alone. When I first started practicing with him, I'd go like this and say, leave it. And he'd just paw at it and lick at it and everything else. Leave it. Yes. But he has now learned that when I say leave it, you look at me. Oh, I know that was just a noise. So I can leave it. Yes. And he immediately turns his head away from the food and onto me. Leave it. Good boy. And then I'm rewarding him from the other hand because I've said leave it with this one. And eventually you get further and further down. Leave it. Yes. Good boy. Leave it. If he goes for it, just close your hand. You don't have to pull it away. You just simply close your hand. Good boy. Ready? Leave it. Yes. Leave it. Yes. He knows it's there. He's looking at it out of the corner of his eye. When something is in motion, it's even more intriguing to him. Leave it. Here. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. And if it's touching them, that's even harder. Down. Ready? Look at me. Oh. Oh. Leave it. Look at that self-control. Up here, look at me. Doobie. Nope, leave it. Up here. Ah, he stole that one. That's hard. That's very hard. That's like the most challenging of all of them. Ready? Look. Leave it. Up here, look at me. Look. Look. Yes. And when practicing this, you have to be really quick and try to get over that treat before he gets it. Because if he does get it, he's just reinforced himself a little bit. But he's smart. He'll figure it out. He learns quickly, don't you, buddy? Good boy. So that is leave it, wait, stay, place, and touch. It's a lot of commands, but he knows them. and he's really good about it. So just lots and lots of practice, like I said, in different places, so he starts to generalize it. And that's it.